he's stepping up and taking it all in his stride already. Son.
토트넘과 본머스 경기는 TNT 스포츠에서 분석을 진행했는데요. 토트넘에서 뛴 적 있고 리그에서만 130골을 넣은 피터 크라우치와 첼시에서 뛰었던 조 콜이 함께 분석했습니다. 지난 경기 전 프로그램에서는 손흥민이 중점적으로 다뤄졌는데 이번에는 떠오르는 선수인 매디슨을 다루었고 특별히 손흥민에 대해서도 언급했는데요. 함께 들어보시죠.
And I've let the summer transfer window just resonate, and the more I think about James Maddison signing the Spurs could be the best signing of the summer. He looks straight away at home. When you think of the backlog of players who've played in that position, Modrach, Glenn Hoddle, Gareth Bale, Paul Gascoigne, these great midfielders, he's got a chance because he's got the personality to do it as well. Like we chatted to him earlier, and I'm so excited for him. In a Tottenham shirt, he could be anything. It's crucial that he plays today, especially the way Ange plays.
Making him vice-captain as well as a new player seemed like a big call, but a good call from the manager, Crouchy. Do you agree that he's going to be that important for them?
Yeah, I think with James Maddison, you have to manage him. I think you have to, as we know, he's a confident lad, but he'll want to get hold of the ball. I think the more responsibility you give him, I think the better he's going to react. I think what helps him in there is having Sarr and Basuma. I think Basuma looks like he's got a kind of new lease of life. He looks strong, and I think they complement each other really well, and they've got legs in there.
Yeah, do you know what? Sorry, Liz. I think Ange giving him the vice captaincy just shows how astute and clever he is. Because from the outside, James Maddison, he's a flair player, skilled player, but he's a leader. No doubt about that. He's a leader. He gets on the ball, and I think he's very astute.
Do you think he'll have that respect instantly?
Yeah, well, absolutely.
But you know what, Joe? I think he did the same thing with Son as well. The fact it's like last year was a little bit difficult for him. So give him that kind of responsibility. It's like, actually, with Harry Kane gone, you're the man now. Go and take us on and lead us on.
And he's stepping up and taking it all in his stride already. Son.
매디슨에 대해 코멘트하면서 이적하자마자 리더가 될 수 있냐는 의문에 손흥민 사례를 들며 잘할 것이라고 언급한 점이 눈에 띕니다. 손흥민도 작년에 부진한 데다가 왼쪽 파트너인 페리시치와의 호흡이 나빴고 무엇보다 주장단에 속하지 못했는데 올해 주장으로 깜짝 임명되고 어려운 점이 있음에도 한 걸음씩 내디디며 좋은 영향력을 주고 있으니까요. 그리고 오늘 경기 토트넘의 공격 장면을 분석하며 의미 있는 코멘트를 합니다. 함께 들어보시죠.
Well, it was a beautiful move. It was, for me, Basuma makes this, and we talked about it. Me and Joe, we talked about, he won't get the assist, he won't get the goal, he doesn't get the points in the dream team, but that little touch makes the whole thing, opens the whole game up, and a beautiful ball by Sarr, and Maddison spots the run fantastically well.
It's fantastic, and like Maddison said, he wants to improve on his time of his runs. That was Frank Lampard-esque at the timing of the run. It's a real skill to learn and to master. Like I said, it's probably one of the scrappiest finishes of his career. He didn't catch it, but he didn't need to. The run was so good. The weight of pass from Sarr, who was excellent as well. And them three in there, who all were part of that first goal, absolutely dominated the game in the first half. And they got a little bit of everything, a little bit of balance.
What do you think about that dynamic between them? Why do you think it's working so well, so quickly?
Well, I think the manager has to take a lot. The players, first of all, each individually are on it. But I think the manager has to take a lot of credit because I think he's gone out there, he's recognised their qualities. Like what James Maddison said there, Bissouma's a really good receiver of the ball. Now, we didn't see that under Conte because he wouldn't have been in positions where there was no cohesion with a forward play. So receiving the ball was difficult. We know the guys can do that. But see, things like that, that's outstanding where you can just drive, drop the shoulder, 1-2. And they have a rotation. There's nothing, it's free. There's a freedom to it, an element. Organised chaos, it looks like, but it's organised. And it brings out all of their quality.
And Basuma looks like £100 million signing,
yeah,
right?
He's bossing it.
From last year, it just shows what a new manager coming in gives a player a new lease of life. And, because I couldn't understand last year, it was crying out for a player like Basuma. You're just thinking, why is he not playing? The manager wasn't trusting him. And obviously, a bit of trust for the manager, and we're seeing the benefits of that already.
And then you've got Højbjerg coming off the bench. You've got Bentancur to come back as well from injury. That's an exciting midfield that Tottenham have got.
Yeah, no, they're stacked now. There's 5 players who can play in there.
Do you have to keep Højbjerg, do you think, because of the qualities he brings that are different?
If Tottenham want to go where Tottenham need to go, until there's a replacement better than Højbjerg to come in the club, you have to dictate to the players. Right, he'll be very disappointed, Højbjerg, because he's been a mainstay in that team, and he'll be sitting there thinking, I should be playing. He's been linked to Real Madrid this time last year, so. He'll be disappointed, but if and Tottenham are very good at this. Anyway, Daniel Levy's very good at this. They'll hold on to the players and they'll get rid of them when they want to. And I still think they'll need all of them boys. Bentancur's a good player, he's coming back. Them 5 players are going to have to be ready because you're not going to go through a whole season and all Maddison, Sarr, Bissouma are going to be fit the whole time. There will be players having to come in and they've got to come in and do their job when required.
Here, we're reflecting on Tottenham's 2-0 victory over Bournemouth. Let's look at that second goal then, Joe, because it came at a really important time in that second half, didn't it? And another good team move.
It did. I mean, we talk a lot about, fullbacks going inside, whether it be Porro, Udogie, who does fantastic, and there's a reason why you're inside, why they're moving people about. It's brilliant movement, and from Bournemouth's perspective, it's poor. But we'll quickly play on here. We go from the start. As the ball gets shifted to the centre half, he comes in, we just go, there's Maddison there in your picture. He's going to get sucked into the ball. He wants to come here and get on the ball. And we're just going to quickly look at Udogie there eventually. It doesn't look like there's any threat going on at the moment. Now quickly cast your eyes to Max Aaron. From a Bournemouth perspective, he has to get out to Perisic, who's in this position here. We play it along slowly. Now watch the centre half as he's coming across. As the ball gets played across, look at the intelligence from Udogie. Max Aaron runs, gets to him. Now look at we'll just pause it there, quickly go back. Right, the distance from the centre half to Max Aaron's too good. And you have to credit Udogie. He's been given the licence from left back to run into that channel, and it's a simple ball. Semenya chases him back. I feel for him because you don't want to be there as a winger, but they've moved him around. And then the second phase, they've turned him. He does so well as he comes in. Max Aaron does well here. He recognises and gets back into position. But watch this for poor defending from Max Aaron, his body shape. When you're going to get the old-fashioned give and go, you've got to turn and crouch.
He turns the wrong way, doesn't he? So he's just ball watching. He's followed the ball the wrong way and turned the wrong way. Once he's done that, he's dead in the water. Udogie was brilliant from Udogie. And to pull it back to the presence of mind, to pull it back to the only man in the box there. And a great finish from Kulusevski.
What does Udogie give the side? What did you like about his game? And also on the other side, Porro as well. Is it going to be hard for Emerson to get in the team when he's playing like that?
Yeah, do you know what? For a number of years, I think they've really struggled at fullbacks. I think going forward, it's so hard to combine. When you look at some of the best teams in our league, Liverpool, City, their fullbacks are often the strongest players. And I think today we saw kind of a turn for Tottenham's fortunes. I think they've got 2 fullbacks there that can kind of do both sides of it. And in the first few games, they've looked really good.
Cancelo and Zinchenko were what we first saw do this at Man City. And it's important, you don't just, people just go, they're just going to play in midfield. They're going in there at the right times. And then we talked about the balance. So you had Udogie go in there, and then he's Maddison's coming in, and then it becomes a free. And then you've got a responsibility. You've changed positions on the pitch. Then you've got to give penetrations, which is what he does do. So it frees them up. You get so much more out of them. Everyone's doing it now, but there's doing it, and there's doing it well. Ange seems to have a way where he gets the best out of players doing it.
And then there's concerns against the top teams. Is there a worry that it could be exploited?
Well, that's the test. They're 2 players that want to attack. Van der Ven, I think, is a great signing. I mean, he looks like a real class act next to Romero. And I think it's just a million miles away from last year when you're looking at them defensively and you're just thinking, they're going to get exposed, a little bit of a lack of pace. And listen, it's Bournemouth. And with all due respect to Bournemouth, it's not coming against Manchester City or Liverpool. That will be the true test of where they are, Tottenham, at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you know
해외 분석에서는 2가지 중요한 점을 다뤘습니다. 볼을 주고 받을 때 비수마의 역할과 침투하는 우도지가 수비를 교란하면서 생기는 기회들을요. 확실히 지난 시즌 페리시치의 크로스와 케인의 헤딩으로 이어지는 단순 루트에서 벗어나 입체적인 움직임과 균형 있는 선수들 간의 움직임 그리고 유기적인 패스 플레이가 돋보이네요. 해설에서 얘기한 것처럼 팀의 완성도를 제대로 평가받는 것은 9월 말에 있을 아스날전, 리버풀전이 될 것입니다. 그때까지 완성도 있는 팀을 기대하며 이상 마치겠습니다.